Welcome to Tales from the Silver Wood, where stories sleep in the trees and silence speaks in leaves. The Owl and the Ember, Tales from the Silver Wood, the Lantern Tree, Episode 2. She doesn't remember when the ember first appeared, only that it was waiting, hovering just above the fern line, soft as a sigh and lit from within, like the last coal in an ancient hearth. It wasn't fire, not really. Not the kind that burns or bites or blackens. It had no warmth, no smoke, no sound. Just a low, pulsing light. Red-orange, edged in gold, as if some forgotten sun had left behind a single breath and gone on without it. She hadn't meant to follow it, but she did. Perhaps it was curiosity, or instinct, or perhaps something older still. Older than her name, older than the roots of the trees that watched her pass without moving. The ember drifted slowly between the trunks. It would pause now and then, as if unsure, testing her, waiting to see if she'd give up, turn back, return to a life of clocks and roads and quiet ache. But she didn't. She followed, through the hollow hush of silver-barked trees, past a fox asleep beneath a root bridge, past an antlered skull nailed to a tree that no one remembered carving, past a circle of mushrooms that had no beginning, no end. The air changed. It became still, not empty but alert, as though the forest had stopped to listen. She stepped quieter. A white owl watched from the branches above. Its eyes were huge, unblinking and old, not old like years, old like stories, and it saw her. Not just her shape, not just the tread of her boots. It saw through. The ember paused again. They had reached the place where moonlight bends. A clearing, circular, silent, fringed in stones that rose from moss like teeth from a sleeping mouth. In the center, a pool, not large, not wide, but deep. So deep the stars might fall into it and never touch the bottom. Its surface barely rippled. A black glass that swallowed starlight and returned silence. The ember floated above it, waiting. She approached slowly as if the moment might break. The owl shifted but did not leave. She knelt beside the pool and saw nothing. Not her face, not the trees, not even the ember, only darkness. The kind of darkness that isn't empty but full of things not yet known, names not yet spoken, sorrows not yet sung. The ember pulsed in the corner of her eye. She turned and remembered. Not in flashes, not in pain, but in feeling. In the scent of old apples, in the press of snow beneath her fingertips, in the way her mother's voice used to sound when she said, "Just 5 more minutes, love." In the look her father gave her the day he left, and the one he gave her the day he didn't come back. She closed her eyes. Her hands opened. The ember drifted down, slow as breath, and came to rest in her palms. It was heavier than she expected, not in weight, in memory. It pulsed once, twice, like a heartbeat forgotten, then steadied. She lowered it into the pool. There was no hiss, no flash, just stillness. And then, a shimmer. The ember vanished, but light stirred beneath the surface. A glow, not red, not orange, green, not the green of leaves, but of new shoots. First breath. Spring rising through frostbitten soil, and as the light spread, the pool began to hum. Softly, like a lullaby. One she almost remembered. She did not know what she had released. Only that something had been waiting, not trapped, not angry, only waiting. A promise was being kept, not hers alone. Something older, something the forest remembered even when people forgot. The owl landed beside her. Its wings were wide, not white now, but silver shot, etched with lines like stories written in ash. She looked at it. It looked back, and then, for the first time, it blinked. She understood. The ember had not called her. She had called it. Not with her voice, but with her grief, with the ache of not knowing what she'd lost, of knowing only that something was missing. The owl opened its wings again. She rose. The stones around the pool seemed smaller now, or maybe she was taller. The light in the pool faded slowly, gently, like the closing of a page, and from its surface a new ember rose, smaller, softer, but steady. It hovered between them. She stepped back. The owl followed. Behind her the trees whispered. The path was still there. It always had been. She turned to leave the clearing. The ember stayed, waiting for the next soul in need of remembering. The fire's low and the wood is sleeping, but the stories will wait for you next time.